Hey everyone, welcome back to Beauty and Bubbles. I liked my intro music that was happening. Thank you for joining us again this week. We're really excited to be interviewing another member of our Glam Squad, Miss Ida.
Miss Ida. She'll also be your librarian this year.
Yeah, it just seemed appropriate. And of course, as always, Ashley, our Lash Queen's back, matching our signature cocktail.
Yeah.
So before we get into all of our questions about the Glam Squad, maybe you should tell us what we're having for a cocktail tonight.
Yeah. So one of my favorite things to have in the summer is strawberry rhubarb pie. So I kind of turned it into a cocktail using one of my favorite go-to cocktails in a cocktail bar or just a bar, is because they usually have decent vodka and they usually have ginger beer. So we have rosy rhubarb Moscow Mule. It's made with a strawberry rhubarb syrup, rosé, ginger beer, vodka, and lime. You guys want to try?
Yep,
Yes.
I'm ready.
Yes, please.
Well,
We're gonna have to take a picture later too because Ashley's outfit matches this
I drank first.
completely.
Cheers.
Cheers. Thank you. So as always, this recipe will be on Instagram and Facebook later.
oh my gosh, that's amazing.
It's so good. Where do you get the syrup from?
I made it myself.
I know. I was
It's
just
super
gonna
easy.
say.
It's really, really easy. It's one of the easier ones. The only thing that takes time is to let it strain so it all just trickles down in
That
this really
is
good way.
so good.
You can put it on anything because it doesn't have alcohol in it. So you can put it on ice cream. You can make just a regular soda out of it. We turned it into all kinds of extra stuff. I make it every summer.
When, growing up in Nebraska, where we lived, when I was really young, we had rhubarb. Are they plants?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They kind of look like big celery.
Celery,
Yeah. But they're reddish and green.
It's so tart.
They're
I
so
remember
tart.
biting out of it. Thanks, Dad, for letting me do that. But I was like, this is terrible. But then when it's all mixed with sugar and
Yeah, my babysitter used to give us a bowl of sugar and then rip us off a chunk of rhubarb.
wow.
Ooh. And
Yeah,
you
I
dipped?
just remember having
Yeah.
rhubarb bushes.
Yeah. Yeah, they get super huge.
Yeah.
They grow really well here, so it's pretty an easy thing to grow in your garden. I don't have a garden, but if I did.
Well, look
The
for
whole
this
food
recipe
garden.
because it is
so
delicious. Very dangerous.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for coming on tonight,
Thanks.
as always, but for letting us kind of interview you and get everybody a little bit more introduction to you and the services that you provide and a little bit more behind the scenes besides just weather, traffic, and cocktails.
Right.
She's way more, guys. So tell us a little bit about yourself just to get started and how you got into the industry.
Yeah. So I grew up in Colorado. I grew up in Broomfield. I've lived in Denver since I was 18. Kind of have lived in every neighborhood around town. And I was an accountant for 12 years before I decided to go back and get my esthetician license. And so I've had that for a couple of years now. And here at Glamour Bar, I do permanent makeup, so microblading, permanent eyeliner, regular makeup, not so permanent makeup.
Just for the night or
Yep.
two.
Or Schneider. Oh yeah, one night stand makeup, not marriage makeup. Yeah. And then I also do dermaplane, chemical peels, facials, kind of all the skincare stuff, waxing. I definitely love to do eyebrows. That's kind of how I got into being an esthetician. I didn't have any eyebrows, and I got really into drawing mine on, and I was always pissed, why did no one ever tell me to draw on my eyebrows?
You failed me, people.
Yeah.
And spray tanning, did you say that?
Oh yes, spray tan.
She's
Do that
spray
too.
tan queen.
Yes. So, kind of changing careers.
Yeah.
12 years in accounting and then going into esthetician. What was kind of your passion or drive to get into it? What's your favorite? The brows
Yeah.
are kind of what drew you into it?
Yeah, so when I thought I was helping people when I was doing accounting, but no one's really that happy to see you. You do help them, but they're not very happy or anything for you. Yeah.
You're yeah, I know.
Yeah, they're
okay.
like, ugh. And so I wanted another way to like do something for other people. And I sat there and I thought, like, what is the thing in my day that I enjoy the most? Like, what can I, you know? And it was getting ready. No matter who I was helping in my family or what I was doing for other people, I would always take like half an hour in the morning to do my makeup. Like that was the one thing. I'd like shut the door, turn on all the lights, lay out all my stuff, and just take that time to take care of myself. So I thought, you know, there's tons of other women that aren't probably doing that. And if I can help them capture that like self-care moment back, then maybe I can help them improve their day a little bit. So it's kind of where it started. And then as I've added services to my, you know, skills and services, I think it's like the best part of my day. Like there's this sweet moment where people.
Thank you.
Thanks. Right. There's
just some fan mail.
That's fine.
Is nothing sacred.
Anyway, so there's this sweet moment that happens, and I'm sure it happens with you, where like people just like take this breath and they're kind of like yours. And sometimes it lasts 30 seconds, sometimes it lasts, you know, the whole service. But there's this like precious moment that people just like take this breath and relax, and they're kind of yours for the duration of the service. And I don't take that lightly. I think that's a really like special time to really just like make it about them and you know, give yourself over and give yourself to them. You know, like be the best service provider that you can be for them.
And you are the best at that.
I was going to say, so what is kind of your best piece of advice for giving customer service? Is it kind of giving your all to somebody that's...
I think just being authentic. So sometimes, like, if I'm having a really bad day, I'll be like, you know what, I'm having a really bad day. I don't necessarily apologize for having a bad day, but I'll be like, hey, I'm really clumsy today. Sorry if I'm making a lot of noise or whatever. And I try to mostly do it through humor.
Yeah.
I found that that is a great way to reach people of all ages. I mean, you can't just like make fun of somebody, but usually you can, if you can get them to laugh, they're yours forever.
You're like, I'm having a Monday. Everybody can relate
Yeah,
to something.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, get them to laugh and they'll be yours.
What is your favorite service by far to perform?
My favorite service is microblading because I think it really, I've had a couple of clients that come in that literally don't have eyebrows. And I've had like letters come back to me that say like, you've totally changed the way that I feel about myself. I broke up with my boyfriend, I bought a house.
Yes, literally changed my life.
Wow. So it's like stuff like that. It's just like changing, like it's giving them back that little piece that makes them feel confident. Like I don't need makeup to leave. Mm-hmm. And I was that girl before. I didn't have eyebrows. I would like sketch them on in the shower or like right after I got out of the shower before anyone would see me. And so I hated to go anywhere. I'd always feel terrible leaving the house if I hadn't done my makeup. And now having microblading done myself, it's just like, I don't even think about it anymore. I'm not worried about it when I'm out dancing. I'm not worried about it when I'm on a hike. I'm not anymore, but theoretically,
Welcome
right?
to the Glam Squad.
To hear, mostly. So yeah, I think that that's my favorite thing to do. I think it makes a really big difference in just daily getting ready, and it makes people feel really good, and it's also a lot of fun, actually. Yep. And it's fun showing them because they always do this thing where they like freak out in the beginning, and they're like, I don't know, like they're in the chair, like, am I doing the right thing? And then I show them, I reveal them, and they're always like, like they take this big breath, and it's really fun. Yeah, it's cool to see them see it for the first time.
For anybody that doesn't know, will you just give like a quick overview of what microblading is? Because I think sometimes it gets confused with like microderm or other services. They do.
It's true.
Dermaplaning.
Dermaplaning.
I feel like so.
Mm-hmm. So microblading is just a semi-permanent makeup procedure. It's done over a series of appointments. It lasts 1 to 3 years, depending on a number of factors. It should be pretty painless for everyone.
Because you numb first.
Yep,
So.
we go through a whole course of numbing. We talk about everything ahead of time. We do a color match. We sketch on eyebrows ahead of time. I try to make everyone feel really comfortable. And you know, I take a conservative approach to microblading because it is semi-permanent, so it's going to be there for a while.
Right.
And so I just want to make sure that everyone's comfortable. You know, safety first, and then aesthetics after that. And it's done over a series of appointments. You can do it in a number of ways, which is kind of cool. So you can have more of a cosmetic look, right? So it looks like a filled in, penciled, or powdered in kind of Instagram eyebrow. Or you can do hair strokes, which are just like fine and delicate and super natural. Or you can do a blend of the two, which is what I have. I have like half cosmetic-y look, half micro, hair strokes. So it's kind of known micro stroking, hair strokes. It's got a ton of names.
Different strokes for different folks.
Right.
Oh, there you go.
I said that a few times today. It's my catchphrase of the day. Anyway, what did you do on Lindsay? Do you remember what you did on her?
We just did straight microblading hair strokes.
Straight strokes.
Yep, straight
Straight
strokes.
strokes.
For this book.
Those are my kind of strokes. What do you think is like your best piece of advice for somebody getting into the industry, somebody that maybe wants to have a career change such as yourself, or just fresh starting, really having a passion for something in the beauty industry?
I would say ask a lot of questions. I think especially in this industry, I was really nervous about working with all women for the first time, that there was going to be this like same kind of competitive cattiness that I had felt in accounting, which sounds weird, like who's competitively accounting each
I'm
other?
gonna outnumber you.
Yeah.
Out-crunching numbers.
But it's true. It's it's a really competitive kind of feisty environment, and so I was really, really nervous to come into an industry of all women, and it has been the exact opposite. And I'm so thankful that I've run into the girls here, and my microblading teacher, and even my teachers at school, and just ask those questions, because everyone that's been in the industry for any amount of time knows so much, and they're so willing to help you. And I seriously just ask, because that's what I did. I just started asking questions and being kind of annoying about it, and found a great group of people to show me the way in the beginning. And I didn't really always have that in accounting, and but there are those few women that kind of stepped up for me over time. But really just ask questions, because everyone was new and everyone, needed help.
Will you still do tax accounting for people?
I don't know.
Ashley's asking for herself.
I hate doing my taxes.
They're really not as intimidating as most people want them to be.
I somehow manage to do them every year
Yeah, see?
and end up on top. But still, I don't want to have to.
Don't say that on camera. So it's hard to believe that this could even be a question for you, but it's a question we ask for everybody. I just beautiful. I can't imagine you having a bad beauty look. I feel like you were probably always beautiful and always
No, I kind of want to hear this
perfection.
because I don't.
I know,
I
so
don't
I'm like,
believe it.
I need proof
I need-
following this. But do
I'm gonna
you
need
have a
pics.
worst beauty look that you can think of?
I swear to you, is that my sister is a cosmetologist and a makeup artist, and she never told me to fill in my eyebrows, and I'm so mad about it. I lived without eyebrows for years, and when I look at photos of myself, I don't look like anything. I look ill, or
I'm gonna need proof.
I will send you proof.
Like the most beautiful person that in the history of Glamour Bar. So we're gonna need proof.
Yeah.
We're gonna need baby pictures, all the years. building up.
Baby pictures, I'm sure.
It got
no
real-
baby
it
has
got real
real
weird in
eyebrows.
Yeah, someday.
Also, I went through-
I'm gonna need a long list of pictures. Okay.
Maybe it was also that I was a really big tomboy for an embarrassingly long time. Not through 9, but through 16 or 17.
I don't believe it. I'm gonna need proof. Literally, we all joke about how pretty Ida is. We don't want to hang out with her because she's way too pretty.
She's the prettiest.
One that works at Glamour Bar.
Both inside and out.
It's true. It's true. It's so true.
I know.
Oh, that was nice.
It was nice.
Oh, that was really nice.
And she'll make you some homemade syrup and cut you a bumblebee and put it in your drink. There's nothing the woman can't do.
This woman has a lot to offer.
Jess is a lucky lady.
I was going to say, wait.
Do you see what I did there?
Joe is a lucky man and happy anniversary.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
And Jess is a lucky lady and Joe is a lucky man.
We all have like funny mother, son, husband, wife.
Well,
all
Glamour
sorts of
Bar's a
combos.
family, so
Yes.
we jokingly use like family charms.
Ida is Jessica's wife.
Yeah.
It's hard to explain.
What is kind of your best beauty secret?
I feel like I talk about it all the time, and I'm gonna butcher the name of it because I always want to call it micellar water.
Nobody knows how to say
no.
it.
Micellar,
Micellar, I think.
micellar water.
Micellar.
I literally use that thing. I used it to get asphalt off of my car.
Oh.
It seriously is the greatest thing on the planet. I feel
Don't
like
take anything off.
what was that? A Big Fat Greek Wedding and the dad with the
Windex.
Windex.
Yeah.
This is me.
That's Lindsay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I
love a good bottle of Windex.
I put it literally on anything and it gets off anything, and I'm like, I don't know, put some.
Micellar water.
Yeah.
I think it's micellar.
That sounds
Micellar.
good. Yeah, we'll go with that. My
Peanut Gallery, micellar.
Micellar.
So that's I use
know
it.
everybody's coming out with
I
a
know.
micellar. I mean, you can get it anywhere.
Do you have a favorite that you've tried so far?
I just go honestly like Walgreens or grocery store. I get the Garnier one with the pink top on it.
Oh wow.
That was like one of the early ones that came out. Now they have other versions of it. But that was the first one I got. It's usually on sale, which is really nice. And I go
Do
through.
we really know what it is?
I was just gonna say, where do you put it?
I'm like, I want to know like
Is it
what it
for
is and like
eyes or-
what it's.
So it's got like glycerin in it, and there's like a whole.
On my body.
I like
Yeah.
love it. I use it too.
Yeah.
I bought some from Sephora.
You're like-
I'm like great.
I'm drinking
I
it
should
in the
try drinking
bathroom. I
it,
don't
yeah.
know.
What's its main purpose?
So like it says, I don't know. The technology is that it like captures like other molecules in it, so it like surrounds them so that it can. It's kind of similar to soap, right? Soap does the same thing. It like encapsulates the dirt and the other molecules so that they can be wiped away. But this does it in a way that doesn't like strip oil. So
But where do you put it?
what do you mean?
On your face. You
Like
use
all
it
over
to
your
take
face?
makeup
Yeah.
off.
How
To
do-
wash
like-
your face,
Like,
or-
is it on a cotton
Yep,
round?
I just use it on a cotton round.
Do you wash your face first?
Nope, I use that.
Oh,
Sometimes
wow.
I just use that.
Are you using it appropriately?
I like to use it as I kind of 50-50. Sometimes I'll use it as like my makeup remover and then use a wash in the shower. Sometimes I'll wash twice in the shower and then I'll get out and use it just like a quick swipe or to take off any additional eye makeup that might
Yeah.
be around. Kind of like a toner, I guess,
Yeah,
just to
that's- yeah.
remove like any excess that's on there. Like eye makeup sometimes goes everywhere after you wash your face.
Yeah.
So
I use it kind of like as the last step before any like a hyaluronic acid. So like
Gotcha.
if I wash my face, I'll still use that to get off anything. I don't know. I've used it literally probably all over my entire body at this time.
It should come in bigger sizes.
do you know what I've actually started using all over my body?
Swallowing.
Have you?
Yes. Because if it works for your face, why wouldn't it work for
I
your body?
swear to God, my under eye is like
Yeah.
so amazing.
My skin, literally, and I was like, it's $16. So squalene, if you guys watched the Intelligent Elixir segment, we talked about squalene and what it does to your body and how it kind of holds in the surface hydration, water, what have you. And so I was like, well, if I use it on my face, why wouldn't I use it on my body? And it's only $16. So like
She's gonna have like
J Lo's using La Mer all over her body, so I might as well like.
It's amazing.
I'm gonna need a back bar size of it.
I used it alone because I ran out of moisturizer. I used it alone for a couple days.
Yeah.
I'm
It's
obsessed.
Oh,
incredible.
Yeah,
and
it
like,
feels really good.
especially living in Colorado. If anybody here, like, knows living in Colorado, it's so dry, and you always feel like nothing works to like keep you hydrated all day long and to
It's
make you feel.
amazing.
I've been mixing it in with my body moisturizer,
that's
so
what
I'll
I
just
do
put a
too.
little moisturizer on my hand, and then I'll put a couple droplets in it and mix it and put it on. It's a game changer, I'm
It's
telling
got
you.
such like a good slip.
I'm
Yeah.
liking putting it on first and then my moisturizer because I'm so oily. So that's not what the last thing looked like. It was like a house and a farm. And I'm so oily, and I use like my makeup is super oily, so that's just how I've liked it better. But and I love that the squalane,
Yeah.
not squalene.
Oh,
It's made
That's not what I
from peas instead of sharks, is what she told us.
sugar cane.
Sugar cane.
Oh, I thought it was peas. Gosh, dang it. I
You
do
got
that every
sugar
time.
snap peas and
And
sugar
Oh.
cane confused.
Anyway, I like that it's not made from sharks, okay?
You like that it's animal friendly.
It's,
Yes.
yes, I do.
Plant
And
derived.
it's so hydrating. It's like my favorite thing. I can't
I
ever
know.
live
It's
without
like
it.
my new beauty trick that I'm
Yeah.
like, just put it everywhere.
I
Yeah.
know.
$16, use it everywhere. And so much goes so
And
far.
you don't really need a lot.
No.
I
I think
mean,
I'm overusing it. It's so good. I'm like, I was like, but anyway,
full squeeze.
more about.
Let's go
More
back to
questions
Ida.
for
Yes. So, what made you choose Glamour Bar, and what do you two-part question.
Okay.
And what do you think kind of sets us apart from other salons or beauty places that you've been?
Choose your words wisely because you're in front of your boss.
Well, so I had a girl that I had worked with previously. She introduced me to Lindsay. I came in, I started talking. I was like, and I walked in the door and I was like, hey, I have that, and I have that, and I have that, and I have that too. Oh, I also have that too. And so I felt like it just felt like easy, right? It was like
It literally felt like home.
Yeah, it literally felt like, yeah, it did. And so as I spent more and more time here and added services and added more time to my schedule, Joe, my husband's always like, gosh, you spend so much extra time there. And I'm like, well, it's fun. It's kind of it's like you come to work with your friends, and that makes it feel not like work, which goes by fast then, you know? I was thinking that I have been doing microblading here for over 1.5 years now.
I know.
Been that long?
Yeah.
I know. Isn't it so crazy? I've been working on trying to get everybody's anniversaries on the calendar because I feel like it goes by so fast that I like miss them.
Wow, I can't.
Seems
believe
like
it's been
yesterday.
that long.
I know.
Yeah. So I guess I think the biggest thing is that like you come in here and maybe because we're all friends, it just feels comfortable, right? It feels like you're walking into your friend's place,
Yeah.
right? Like your friend's salon, and it, you know, and obviously it helps that there's booze and it's really pretty here.
We don't drink while we're working, however. But I totally get it too. It's like you don't like work is work, but when
Yeah.
you come here, it's like I get
And
to
the
see my
clients
friends.
and the clients
Our
are
clients
really
are our
fun.
friends.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say, like, our clients are just the best clients ever. They're seriously like our family, friends, all of that.
Paige commented that she gets so many compliments on her eyebrows. Thank you.
Oh, hi Paige.
Hi, Paige. Was that it? I was
That was
like
it.
waiting for like something else.
No, she just loves her eyebrows.
Oh, good.
I think her husband does too. Is what she told me. So. That's good.
How do you kind of stay inspired? What are kind of your favorite ways to like continue education?
I think that's a tough one because there's so many avenues for like, I mean, obviously social media, there's just like so much coming at us all the time, right? So many cool makeup things. Honestly, probably like my original source of inspiration was drag queens. I just thought that their craft was so like, just like perfection. So I always kind of still look to those kinds of areas for my inspiration for things. And then there's always cool new stuff people are making, right? Cool new products, new ways of doing things, applying things in unexpected ways. So I think just like social media is probably the most frequent way that I run into new stuff. I don't know. There's just I feel like every day we're just so bombarded with images of just cool stuff that like
It's so true.
like how can you not be inspired by the stuff that people are doing out there? You know, they're just doing like
You're probably in the wrong industry if you're not inspired.
Yeah.
Because I feel like you have this overload and you're always like, but what do I want to do next? Like
Yeah.
You can go a mile a minute and be like, we have to do this, we have to do that, we have to bring this in, I have to try this.
Yeah,
There's so much.
Yeah, there's so many things that like, yeah, if you're bored in this industry,
it's probably not the
Yeah.
world for you.
If you
Yeah.
don't want, if you
There's
wanna
your
learn
advice.
and grow and-
If you don't love to watch YouTube videos or like any type of, like you said, social media has made it so accessible to see and
Yeah.
like
and
be
educate
connected.
yourself too. Like, you know, there's so many tutorial videos. That's kind of how I started doing makeup, was I would watch makeup tutorials at home and then like play with makeup at home at night. I probably looked like a clown for years. And my husband was just kind enough to be like, yeah, keep going.
Oh, you look
You
so
look
pretty. Yeah, let's wash it off and go to bed.
Yeah. But that's the best part. If it's terrible, you just wash it off and go to
Right.
bed. So I think, I think just that having that like instant access to like anything that we want to learn about keeps me you know, like I'll be like, oh, what are they doing over there? And even just being here and seeing the girls work, you know, it's cool to see them working on something, and being here also really helps, you know, like, what are you doing?
What's happening?
What is that?
What's the hot thing?
Why is it that color?
Yeah.
As a girl or a woman, this is the best industry to be in.
Totally.
Like, we get to do trades and we get to practice on each other, and this is my
We get to
favorite
talk
industry.
about like the most fun things out there.
Yeah.
It's hair, makeup, beauty, going
There's
inner.
there's nothing else
there's
in the
nothing
world
else
to
better.
worry about, so. As long as you look good.
So tell me, well, on that, I think if you look good, you feel good.
Right.
And so you're like more confident, you're more like willing to get out there and
Yeah.
do things. So I think there's always a correlation there. With the beautiful, gorgeous Ida, what are kind of your favorite products that you use at home?
Yeah, so I think for everyone who lives in Colorado, if you aren't using hyaluronic acid, you're really doing yourself a disservice. That and sunscreen really changed my skin. After I went to skin school and I learned about those two products, my skin changed dramatically. I used to have like crusty, flaky bits all over my skin.
I don't
and
believe it. Never.
And so much so that I wouldn't even wash my face because I just felt like the cleansers that I was trying weren't working and they were so stripping. And so that now that I've kind of learned how to better take care of my skin, those are two things that I literally do not go a day without using. I have to use them.
Listen to Ida. She has the most beautiful skin ever.
It's like the most gorgeous
so
skin.
she said that changed her life.
You need
using the
hyaluronic acid and you need some sunscreen.
Seriously, those are like the two things that like if you live in anywhere, but especially if you live in Colorado, you need those two things. But I also am really loving the squalene, so that might take
Precedence
to
over
something.
her-
I don't know. I like to layer them
know.
though.
They just feel different.
They are
I
different.
just love, so I
They feel
love the
different.
whole combination of things that I feel like it's really making
Yeah.
a huge difference in my skin. Like, I feel like out here it's so easy to feel dry.
Yeah.
And even like I have combination skin, I don't feel like it's too much, like using a pure oil.
Yeah.
The hyaluronic acid kind of
They just
balances
feel
it
so
with using
different.
a
I
kind
think
of light.
Yeah, I think people get confused between the white or the oil and the water thing, right? They think if most of us
Yeah.
are dehydrated. We
Yeah.
don't have dry skin, we're just dehydrated.
Yeah.
So that helps with both. So those are my two things that like everyone should be using those two things. If you're gonna buy anything, buy those two things.
Agreed.
I love it.
So we have some questions.
Yes. Let's get the questions going.
Okay. Favorite brunch spot?
Oh,
Ooh.
shoot,
We know you have good brunch spots.
Yeah.
that's a tough one actually. Ooh, I don't know if I can answer that.
Well, I shall.
What?
Brunch?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love Shelton sauce. My friends. Are the head chef there? My favorite. Haven't you gone to
Did you
Shelton
short
Sauce
out?
with me? No. Oh, it's one of my favorites.
Okay.
Or I like Ophelia's. They have
Yeah.
live
Oh,
music.
Ophelia's is really
Okay.
great.
I
I
didn't
mean,
know how to
there's so
name
many.
them all.
There's so many good
Lucille's
spots.
is a
There's
nice
so
place.
many good brunch
Linger,
spots.
only
Linger.
because they anywhere that has bottomless mimosas, you
Raisin's
might
good.
pull me in.
Oh, Dolce Vita across from Aviva on Cherokee. They have $10 mimosas. Next question, please.
Panzanos. That's my
Oh,
favorite.
yeah.
That's my
Oh,
favorite
yeah.
brunch, actually.
That is a good one.
Yeah, that is.
There's so many anywhere. I
Yeah.
What about favorite
Favorite.
cocktail spot that rivals your skills?
Ooh.
Oh, the Cooper Lounge. If you've never been to Cooper Lounge, you absolutely have to go.
It's like a Denver landmark.
You haven't
have to
served
go.
us nuts though. They serve you with nuts when you have a cocktail.
Don't
And
ask her
they're-
to do it.
and
She's
they're
gonna go home and
really
like
good.
whittle her own nuts
They're
into
really
like
good.
the shape of
Every
something.
cocktail you get, they're really good salty nuts.
I'm gonna give you I'm gonna carve a cashew in the shape of your face,
They're
and then.
so good. I'm here for the nut.
But I just think the atmosphere there is so beautiful. Like the furniture is beautiful, their cocktails are beautiful. I don't know. I just really.
I'm laughing so hard because last week, if you joined us, Ida almost slipped off her chair, and I have flip flops on under this, and I almost just slipped off my chair as well. So that was fun. Not
Continue.
Cooper Lounge.
Cooper
was,
Lounge, yeah. Yeah, Cooper
Continuing
Lounge.
with cocktails, how did you learn to make cocktails and where?
In my kitchen, because I really liked cocktails. Actually, it really started with my love of tiki, which is like this whole subculture of drinks, right? So like it started as a movement in like the 40s and 50s as like war people came back from Polynesian islands, and so they brought back with them all these different fruit combos and alcohol combos from their travels, and they started like this whole movement and culture, and then it's kind of been re-emerging. So I don't know, about 5 or 6 years ago, my husband and I started getting into tiki culture, not like the Hawaiian shirts and all that, but into the cocktail making and how like incredibly intricate they can be. And as I started exploring Denver, I realized that it didn't just apply to tiki, it applied to lots of different cocktails. So I would go and I would have one and I would be like, oh, this is really great. I want to drink this again. I don't want to pay $15 for it. So I'm going to buy all the ingredients and like deconstruct it. So I've picked up cocktails from pretty much every city I've visited and try to remake them. So it's kind of a special way to remember, travel, and it's not that hard really, as long as you're willing to try it. I mean, there's some gross ones for sure. I've definitely made some mistakes.
I drank gin from Ida, and I never drank gin. And it was like my favorite thing I've ever had. So I don't think there's anything that you can't make.
I have a whole taste testing session before we get here.
Thank you. Let's not do a tequila day because I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna.
We're having a tequila takeover at some point in
I'm
time.
sick that day. I have a sore throat. So I have food poisoning.
Me too. We'll be behind the scenes.
Ida, have you ever been to the bar Adrift?
Yeah. So I used to go to Adrift before. So it's got a new owner. You guys are familiar with Little Man Ice Cream, right?
Yeah.
With like the big milk jug ice cream place in the Highlands. So they took it over. Funny story. My nephew Shane used to date their daughter Shayna. So they were Shane and
Shane and
Shayna.
Shayna.
Yeah.
There's
So-
like a country western
I know.
couple.
It's so cute.
I have a client. Her husband. They're Alec and Alex.
Yeah. So cute, right?
So cute.
So cute.
They're in high school now. They've moved on, but we all haven't moved on. So anyway, so they own Little Man Ice Cream, owns Adrift now, and they've really changed it. They've upped their offerings. They've really changed the food scene, which is really appreciated. Before it was a dive bar, and like
That's when I
Joe and
went.
I would be the only people there
Yeah,
sometimes.
that's when I
But
went.
that's where we've been to tiki bars all over in every city. There's one I haven't made it to because I work Wednesdays. It's called Hidden Idol. It's
That's in
tiki,
Denver?
Yeah, there's a tiki bar that's, I think, as I understand it, it reads kind of funny, but I think it's just a Wednesday night thing at a bar in Colfax. So we'll have to make that a thing at some point.
We're gonna
I've
have
gotta
to
get
check it
over
out.
there.
It's research.
Yeah.
Only on Wednesdays.
What about if you were given a choice? What would be your last meal / drink?
/ drink
On death row.
on death row.
That was my question.
And it's
Okay,
not a
food. You
meal,
can
it's
answer
just a
food.
drink.
And then I'll end it with my question.
Gosh.
I think I'd want my mom's buffalo roast mashed potato dinner. It's just like something she's been making my entire life. I can eat it until I have to like be wheeled home.
And what crime are you going to be on death row for?
Clearly murder.
Duh.
Murder of him.
It doesn't matter.
Actually, that's next episode.
Any other questions?
Okay, what's your drink?
Just one more,
Oh.
kind of going back to your profession. Tell us about dermaplaning.
Yeah. So dermaplaning is
amazing.
something that
That made a
that I do to myself. Actually,
360.
it's one of the few things that I take the time to do about once a month, sometimes more. I take a medical grade disposable scalpel, so everyone gets their own fresh one, and it removes all the peach fuzz and like a layer of dead skin. So it's a form of manual exfoliation, but the thing that I like about it, because I have such a furry face, is that it takes away the hair. So like it does things that chemical peels and microderm just don't do in terms of like softness. And if you have any kind of, and everyone does, but some people's peach fuzz is a little fuzzier than others. It just makes your makeup go on so smooth. It's literally the only time in my life that my dad was like, "What are you doing different with yourself now these days?"
Dad.
If
Well, you know how
dads
dads
or
are.
husbands, boyfriends notice, you know it's good.
Yeah.
Keep it.
Yeah, it's great. If it's a 45-minute service, so it doesn't take very long. You basically get all the parts of a facial, but just instead of like the massage and the extractions, we do that instead, and it's fast and it looks great, and you look like a fresh baby.
It's so true.
From
It's
the
like my
uterus.
favorite thing to do.
Straight from the uterus.
I know. I literally was like, the other day, I was like, oh, I need another dermaplane. Dermaplane and a facial or something. I need some things.
I was trying to figure out how to do it
skin like
before tonight, but I went.
Straight from the uterus.
Yeah.
is what I said. Love it.
It's true. Sometimes babies can be furry straight
Oh,
from the
they can
uterus.
be.
Yeah, it's true.
Any other questions? Are we?
That is all the questions.
Thank you. We'll conclude.
We gotta talk about the weather. Ida, what's the weather gonna be like for Labor Day weekend?
Do you have a weather report for us?
I saw it on my iPhone. If you want to know.
Yeah, tell us.
Well, I
It's
don't know.
sunny
It's
with
a
a
crap-
touch of vodka.
Yeah,
Well, you never know. It's Colorado, so it's a crapshoot. I'm gonna say it's gonna be cloudy
I say it's
and
gonna be.
thunderstorms.
I think it's gonna be partly sunny to partly cloudy.
Yeah, around
It's-
3 to 4,
it's
there
all
might
gonna-
be a T-storm.
It's all gonna depend where you are and how bad it is.
It's so
That was
true.
my favorite weather report.
Yeah.
I remember watching like in the middle of a really bad storm, and they were like, "Sandra, how bad is it?" And they were like, "It's all gonna depend on where you are and how bad it is." And we were like,
That's not
That's
fair.
really big.
so the weather report is it's all gonna depend
It's
on how much fun it
inconclusive.
is and how much you've had to drink.
I
There you
love
go.
it. On that note, if you could just drink your death row dinner,
Champagne.
what would be your cocktail of choice? Champagne?
Yeah.
Any
What would
particular
yours
kind?
I don't know.
Entrees.
Yeah. Yeah.
Give me the
Corbel.
Extra dry or
Brut.
what would yours
Brut.
be?
A bottle of Dom. I have a theory you
You
cannot be sad if you're drinking something bubbly.
I'm gonna do like 15 dirty martinis with blue cheese stuffed olives.
A gallon of
A gal.
Or
A
just
martini
pre-make
jar
it,
of
pre-make it. And I'll be like, I don't need food. Just give me my.
yeah, I'm drinking tonight. Not really that hungry. Drinking my dinner. Well, Ida, thank you for sharing
Yeah,
your
thanks for having me.
insights, advice, and
Aw.
letting everybody get to know you a little bit more.
Yeah, I'm excited. So I'm making a cocktail next week that goes along with one of my favorite products.
So next week we have on Sorella Apothecary, one of the new skincare lines that we've brought on recently, which is so amazing. Their packaging is like perfection.
So cute.
It's
All the products are amazing. I'm loving everything.
all
that
of the
I've
products
tried.
are very amazing. They're all like very natural but result driven products. So we're really excited to have them on and kind of go through their product line and what they have to offer and what sets them apart. So we hope you would join us again next Tuesday for another cocktail by Ida.
Cheers. We'll see you next Tuesday.
And we'll see you next Tuesday. On video. It's on the outro video.
Okay.